Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face. That's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my view.
The WBA has finally responded to the heated debate surrounding Tank and the knee incident in his recent WBA lightweight world title fight against Lamont Roach Jr. The fight, which ended in a controversial majority draw, has sparked outrage among fans and analysts, with many questioning whether Davis was given special treatment.
Tank, you lost that fight. I mean, the only reason they gave you the fight was because you would make more money as a champion, but there's no way it's a draw, and they didn't call it a knockdown. If they called a knockdown, you lost.
The biggest controversy comes from a moment in the 9th round when Davis surprisingly took a knee. Referee Steve Willis started a count but didn't officially rule it a knockdown. This single moment has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, with accusations flying that Davis should have been penalized and possibly lost his title. Instead, he retained the belt, leaving fans divided and Roach furious.
I'm in a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing.
Initially, the WBA was firm in its defense of Davis and the referee's decision. They posted an article supporting Willis, insisting that the referee had made the correct call and dismissing any claims that Davis got lucky. The article strongly implied that those criticizing the decision were simply misinformed, adding fuel to the fire. However, things quickly took a dramatic turn when WBA President Gilberto Mendoza suddenly deleted the article and backtracked. In a rare and surprising move, Mendoza personally reached out to Lamont Roach Jr. and his father, apologizing for the article and clarifying that it was merely the opinion of one of their website's contributors and not an official stance from the WBA.
Before we continue, are you ready to transform your health and boost your energy naturally? Introducing Moringa Powder Capsules, your all-in-one superfood supplement. Packed with essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, Moringa is known as the miracle tree for a reason. Moringa supports a strong immune system, aids in digestion, and promotes healthy, glowing skin and hair. Perfect for athletes, professionals, parents, and anyone looking to enhance their well-being. Our easy-to-swallow capsules make it convenient to get your daily dose of nature's goodness, wherever you are. Take your first Moringa bottle today and start your journey to better health. It's nature's ultimate superfood. Link in the description to grab Moringa Magic. It's an affiliate link, so I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. For a limited time, Moringa Magic is 50% off. Click the link and grab yours now. All right, let's get back to it.
The thing that's kind of baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. I mean, look, he wasn't hurt. There's no doubt about that. But if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, oh, that he should be disqualified. He went back to the corner. I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning.
Mendoza's messages to Roach and his father were shockingly apologetic, something rarely seen from the president of a sanctioning body. He told Roach, "Champ, as president of the WBA, I must apologize for the opinion of a collaborator on the website. We believed in you from day one. We knew you would have a marvelous performance, and we feel proud of you as a champion." Then, he reached out to Roach's father and doubled down on the apology. "Champ, please extend this message to your dad. I apologize for the misleading opinion of a collaborator on the WBA website. We believed in you from day one. We knew it was going to be a great fight and feel proud of your marvelous performance."
Boxing has become this thing where, you have to be undefeated for people to care about you, and that's all going to go. My son just went to that show this weekend. He said the live event was terrible. Disorganized.
You mean at Barclays?
Yeah. Disorganized, and we're going to clean that up. We're going to make
This move shocked many in the boxing community. The WBA, one of the most influential sanctioning bodies in the sport, had essentially admitted that their initial defense of Davis was misleading. Fans immediately started questioning whether the WBA originally tried to protect Davis before public pressure forced them to change their stance. It raised serious doubts about the credibility of the WBA's officiating process, especially since the article defending Davis was removed so quickly. If they were so confident in their defense of Davis and Willis, why did they suddenly backtrack?
I was pressing the action. He was being cautious. I was being cautious too, but I was pressing the action because I'm trying to score. I thought if I didn't score, that I wouldn't win the round. I tried to score. I was trying to score. I was landing. I wasn't landing. I was being active.
Mendoza didn't stop at the apology. He also hinted that a rematch was now being strongly considered. He stated, "I have asked the WBA committee to follow up on Lamont Roach Jr.'s direct rematch case closely. However, we believe the parties, as expressed in the post-fight interview, will amicably agree to run it again. This only adds another layer to the controversy. If the WBA was so confident that Davis deserved to keep his title, why are they now so eager to ensure a rematch happens? Is this a way to clean up the mess they had created? Or are they admitting, without saying it outright, that the fight's result was questionable?"
The rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
Davis, never one to stay silent, has now fired back at the backlash. He's furious about the criticism and feels that he's being unfairly attacked. In a heated response, Davis didn't hold back his thoughts on the situation. "Man, all these people crying about me taking a knee like I ain't been out here putting in work. Y'all mad cause I'm still champ? Y'all want me to lose that bad? S is crazy. I ain't ducking no rematch, but don't act like I didn't handle business in that ring."
Been amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming in there to fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would, and I thought he won the fight personally. Yeah, the no knockdown, that was like unheard of. It was the first time I've.
Davis also took direct shots at Roach, calling him out for continuing to complain about the fight's result. He wants to talk like he got robbed? Man, you ain't done enough to take my belt. If you want it, come and get it again. I ain't running from nobody. I take a knee and y'all act like I broke the law or something. Refs made their call. Move on. Davis's response only adds more fuel to the fire. His critics, according to many fans, argue that his words show a lack of accountability. Many believe that the knee incident was mishandled and that Davis should have been penalized, possibly changing the outcome of the fight. Others see it as yet another example of boxing politics favoring certain fighters.
In the air too. He said he thought he won. I think I won. We got a draw, so it's mutual respect for each other's skill levels, and it's mutual respect for each other's will too.
The biggest question surrounding this situation is whether referee Steve Willis gave Davis special treatment. Some believe that any other fighter would have been ruled down after taking a knee in that way. The fact that Willis started a count but didn't officially call it a knockdown has led to accusations that Davis was protected by the officials. Many fans and analysts argue that if it had been Roach who had taken a knee, Willis might have ruled it differently. Others believe the WBA's original statement was a blatant attempt to cover up what looked like favoritism toward Davis.
He caught me with a good shot, but it was times that I sat in there with him and I'm like, damn, this guy like super slow. Well, not super slow, but he's slow, and I could have took advantage of. I think I was boxing too much in him.
Another major issue in this controversy is the role of the New York State Athletic Commission. It was revealed that the commission did not use instant replay during the fight due to technical problems. This means that there was no official review of the knee incident, which only adds more confusion. Would an instant replay have changed the outcome? It's possible. If the commission had been able to review the moment in real time, they might have been forced to rule the situation differently. But now, with no official review, the controversy continues to grow, and Davis's critics feel even more justified in their outrage.
What was your pick? And you said you would reveal it afterwards.
12 rounds, we doing a decision, but Lamont did his thing. I thought
Many believe Davis was fortunate to walk away with his WBA lightweight world title after what they consider clear rule violations. The explanation given by Davis that grease from his hair got into his eye has only fueled more outrage, with some questioning whether it was a convenient excuse rather than a legitimate issue. Canelo Alvarez, one of boxing's biggest superstars, recently spoke out about the situation, and his words added more fuel to the fire. In an interview on Hot 97, Canelo stated that while he personally scored the fight a draw, he firmly believed Davis should have been disqualified. He pointed out that Davis not only took a knee, but also allowed his corner to step in and assist him mid-round, which, by the rulebook, is grounds for disqualification. His statement sent shockwaves through the boxing community, as he bluntly stated,
"We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced..."
Yeah, in my opinion, it was a draw. He took a knee. And plus, the corner goes up and puts a towel in his face. That's a disqualification, for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my business. Canelo's comments are significant because he's not just any fighter, he's arguably the biggest name in boxing. His words carry weight, and the fact that he called for Davis to be disqualified puts even more pressure on the WBA and the New York State Athletic Commission. Fans have since questioned why Davis was allowed to continue the fight under such circumstances, while Roach, who fought clean, was denied a victory.
He gets it right there, that lands. So if you ever boxed before, scratching the eye is really uncomfortable. It's awkward, and Tank isn't used to having adversity in a fight. He panics here, right there. That lands, that hits the eye. He can't see, and he takes a knee.
The debate has only intensified after Dan Rafael, a respected boxing journalist, obtained a letter from Roach Jr.'s team requesting the New York Commission to overturn the fight's result. The letter argues that Roach should be declared the true winner in 3 possible ways. First, they claim he should be awarded a TKO victory since Davis voluntarily removed himself from the fight when he took a knee and walked to his corner. Second, they argue that Davis should be disqualified for bringing an illegal irritant into the ring, referring to the hair grease that allegedly got into his eyes and caused him to stop fighting. Finally, they state that if the scorecards were properly adjusted to include the knockdown that wasn't counted, Roach would have won by decision. The claim that Davis's hair grease could be considered an illegal irritant has sparked another debate, with some arguing that it could be seen as an unfair advantage if it was affecting his ability to fight properly. While this is a rare claim in boxing history, Roach's team is determined to use every possible angle to challenge the outcome of the fight. Meanwhile, boxing analyst Gary Jonas, who advises Roach, took things a step further by filing an official appeal letter to the New York Commission. He accused referee Steve Willis of multiple officiating errors that cost Roach the fight. Jonas argued that Willis should have penalized Davis not just for taking a knee, but also for turning his back on Roach and walking to his corner, effectively calling his own timeout. Additionally, he pointed out that Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, stepped onto the ring apron to assist him mid-round, which should have led to an automatic disqualification.
I'm still rooting with him. I saw the negativity and people, critics talking, but I think he's one hell of a fighter, and I think he's still the top dog.
If they do one thing, Lamont Roach wins the fight, Rafael stated during a discussion on ProBox TV. That bad night by Willis cost Lamont Roach a championship, deprived him of hanging the first loss on America's top fighter. A lot of stuff went bad, and it was all against Lamont Roach. The idea that Davis benefited from poor officiating has caused an uproar, with many questioning whether top fighters are being protected by referees and commissions. Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi didn't hold back, expressing his frustration with the way the fight was handled. He argued that officials should not have leeway in situations like this, as the rule book is clear. You cannot call your own timeout.
Letting your hands go. I mean, Gervonta was sitting back, waiting like he normally does, and then all of a sudden he finishes him. He always finishes opponents, but this time it didn't happen.
The controversy has reached the point where many believe the only way to settle the matter is through an immediate rematch. Chris Algieri and Malignaggi both agreed that the best course of action would be to stage the rematch at the same venue, Barclays Center in Brooklyn, where the first fight took place. However, questions remain about whether a rematch would truly be fair. If a rematch happens, many fans are demanding that it take place under stricter officiating and with instant replay available. One of the most shocking revelations from this situation is that the New York State Athletic Commission had instant replay technology available but failed to use it due to technical problems. This failure to review the knee incident in real time has only added to the controversy. If replay had been used, there's a strong possibility that the fight's outcome would have been different.
And like I say, not getting it on the scorecards.
Yeah, I thought we won without it, to be honest with you. I thought we didn't need that. We shouldn't have needed that either to get to the decision. I can't see.
Gervonta Davis, meanwhile, has remained defiant in the face of the backlash. He has insisted that he did nothing wrong and that the people calling for his disqualification are just looking for ways to discredit him. He also took a direct shot at Roach and his team, making it clear that he isn't taking their complaints seriously. They keep talking about this illegal irritants like I had something in my hair on purpose. Man, get out of here with that. I took a knee, wiped my face, and kept fighting. Ain't nothing illegal about that. Roach want to talk like he got robbed? Man, you ain't done enough to take my belt. If you want it, come and get it again. Davis's words show that he isn't fazed by the controversy, but they also show just how deep this situation has gotten.
And Lamont not being a big name, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost, and he didn't, or it was a draw, you know. I feel
the fact that Roach's team is now pushing the idea that Davis's hair grease was an illegal irritant suggests that they're willing to go to extreme lengths to challenge the result. With the boxing world watching closely, it's unclear what the final outcome will be. The WBA is still determining whether or not to order an immediate rematch, but even if they do, the questions surrounding the original fight will not go away. The bigger issue at play is whether elite fighters like Davis are given favorable treatment in controversial moments.
Create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God. But, God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
But in between all this talk, there are some more interesting emerging details. PBC just proved everyone wrong in a big way. For months, people speculated that the company was struggling, that their grip on boxing was slipping, and that their future was uncertain. But after Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. at the Barclays Center, all those narratives got thrown out the window. Not only did this fight deliver in terms of action, but it shattered records, reminding everyone that PBC is not just surviving, they are thriving.
Necessary to bank the rounds, and even without the knee, that should have been a knockdown. So, I don't think there's any excuse for me not to win tonight, but that's just how the cookie crumbled.
According to reports, the event officially became the highest attended and second highest grossing fight in the history of the Barclays Center. That is no small feat. This is a venue that has hosted massive NBA games, concerts by global superstars, and some of the biggest fights in modern boxing. For Davis and Roach to produce these kinds of numbers, especially with all the controversy surrounding the fight, speaks volumes about where boxing is right now. Amazon Prime, which streamed the fight, is undoubtedly celebrating behind closed doors. Streaming companies have been dipping their toes into boxing for a while now, but this event might be the confirmation that Amazon needs to fully commit to the sport. The pay-per-view numbers reportedly exceeded expectations, and the online talk is insane. Whether people were talking about Davis's knee, the referee's decision, or the actual fight itself, the engagement was through the roof. This wasn't just a boxing event, it was a cultural moment.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure. But hopefully we could get it before...
Now let's be real, the fight itself was a roller coaster. While the official decision was a draw, it didn't feel like a satisfying conclusion for anyone. Gervonta Davis left the ring with his WBA lightweight title intact, but he didn't leave with a clear victory. Lamont Roach, meanwhile, fought like a man possessed, and many people feel he was robbed of what should have been the biggest win of his career. The controversy only made the demand for a rematch stronger. From a business standpoint, PBC and Amazon would be crazy not to capitalize on this momentum. The fight delivered in every measurable way: attendance, revenue, pay-per-view buys, and social media impact. The only thing missing was a decisive winner. That's why the rematch is not just an option. It's the only logical next step. And let's not forget the energy in New York. The Barclays Center has become a go-to arena for big boxing events, but this one was different. The atmosphere was electric. The crowd was invested from start to finish, and the post-fight debates were some of the most heated discussions in recent memory. Boxing thrives when there is drama, and right now there is no bigger storyline than Davis versus Roach. The The question is, how soon can they make the rematch happen? Both fighters have expressed interest, and the WBA is already under pressure to order it. Fans don't want to wait a year for this. They want it now. Summer 2025 at the Barclays Center would be perfect. Same city, same venue, but with even higher stakes. The first fight already made history. Imagine what the rematch could do with even more build-up. The promotional angle for the rematch practically writes itself. The first fight ended in controversy, but this time there will be no doubts, no excuses. Davis, one of boxing's biggest superstars, wants to prove that he doesn't need any questionable calls to win.
What do you think about that fight that happened? You thought it was just an off night, or?
Everybody has an off night. Everybody has an off night. Yeah, I had a fucking off night with fucking crew. Everyone has a fucking off night. It's fucking boxing. You want to run that back?
Roach, on the other hand, wants to finish what he started and claim the title he believes was stolen from him. Add in a referee who won't hesitate to enforce the rules, and this could turn into one of the biggest fights of the year. Of course, not everyone is thrilled about the idea of an immediate rematch. Some people in Davis's camp are reportedly hesitant, believing he should move on to bigger names instead. With Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Vasily Lomachenko all looking for major fights, Tank has plenty of options. But avoiding a rematch with Roach could damage his reputation. The last thing he wants is for people to say he's ducking an opponent who gave him trouble. A dominant win in a rematch would silence all critics.
Couldn't knock out Roach, man.
Yo.
Couldn't knock out Roach.
I think Roach knocks out Loma. To be honest with you. I mean, the way I see, man, yo, he looked like, Lamont really got some crack, bro, and he got skills inside. He's an inside fighter, too. Loma's over.
On the other side, Roach has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He's already won over a huge portion of boxing fans with his performance, and if he can make adjustments and do even better in a rematch, his stock will skyrocket. If he wins, he becomes a world champion, and the man who handed Gervonta Davis his first professional loss, that's career-changing. There's no question, boxing fans want this fight again. The only question is, how soon will they get it? What do you think? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.